Hello, my name is Keena Caldwell, and I will be showing you around my Diva Dive course that's been created in Google Classroom. So, first up on the stream, and I've made it to where nothing else will show up there just to keep down the clutter. So, I have the first announcement here. And it says, Welcome to the Diva Dive, a unique approach to women and gender studies. So here I try to keep it really light. I really want to move the students along to go ahead and looking through, classwork and the course info. But, just a quick introduction. Classwork, first thing they'll see is course info. And I'm having them, start here. I made this into an assignment just to try to get some checks and balances as far as, what information students, actually seek out and read and watch. And I also have the steps laid out for him. I don't do this for every single module or assignment because this will be a mainly face-to-face course. But, for this, since it's pre-work, I laid out the steps. So step one is watch the Diva Dive introduction that is linked below. So this is a recording of the introduction, and this will also be linked in my e-portfolio, my URL. So just pause it and mute that. I just want to show really quick, the information that they'll be going over. So, course description, just a real quick, what is the course about? And then have a quote here from Alice Walker, who is a well-known womanist. So just explaining like what what she means to me and what she means to women's studies and how it all relates. So step two, they are to read over these course objectives here. And then step three, they are to submit the assignment to indicate that they understand the course fundamentals and to also receive credit for this assignment. Okay, so moving back over into classwork. So we have the course schedule. There's nothing there, it's just to be announced for right now. Then we have the course outline here, the 3-column table for course outcomes and goals. I included a student/faculty lounge discussion here, just, for a place where students can go and I can also go as well to answer general questions, and they can also ask their peers. And then a fun little, naming that I'm having with the Diva Dive. So I'm calling my discussion posts or discussion boards the diving boards. And the first one is just an introduction, but I numbered it 00 since course info isn't an official module, but it could be module, 00 for what I'm having them do. Then when we get into module 1, so the title of this is The Essence of Archetypes. So we have the module 1 intro, and I have the slide deck that they are to go through. So the module outcome or goal for module 1 is learners will understand what an archetype is and how there are goddesses in every woman. So this is just like us dipping our toes into the pool. This slide deck is also linked on my URL. So this is just a, really quick introduction, what are we going to be talking about for the lesson? And if anyone misses, they'll be able to go through this as well to be able to see what their steps are. I was able to provide the PDF of the book that we'll be going over and reading throughout this course. So it's called Goddesses in Every Woman, Powerful Archetypes in Women's Lives. So they are going to read chapters 1 and 2 to prepare for the discussion in module 2, or next class period. Then I have the audio slash video materials listed here. So this is a radio podcast interview with the author of the book. And she discusses the power of the feminine. So we're going to listen to that and discuss it as we go along. And then diving board or discussion board number 01 is titled Archetypes. And so they're going to answer the question below and respond to two of their peers. So the question for module 1 is, what are your initial thoughts about how the goddesses represent our inner selves and their activation? Just trying to get them to start thinking critically about the content and the information that we're starting to, get into and go over. So then going into module 2. So this one's titled The Patriarchal Takeover. And same thing as far as the module 2 intro. Same thing is going to be the slide decks. And then we have an in-class reading. We're not going to get through all of this, but it's a really great additional resource, to talk about the goddesses and how everything came to be as far as religion. So directions, read along with the class and explore connections made with your peers about how men took control of the narrative in regard to the patriarchal system. So they're going to annotate and write comments on a shared PDF. So we're all going to be on the same one, using the annotation reading key that's provided, but they can also create their own. It's very important for my students to have certain strategies. So I always try to make sure I include some type of resource that's going to help them along the way. So, just a few annotation symbols. Like I said, they can create their own, like circle unfamiliar words and put a question mark by paragraphs or ideas that it's like 13 pages, but the preface is only like 2 pages. So this will be our main focus here. But, right out the gate is asking, like, how did it actually happen? How did men initially gain the control that now allows them to regulate the world? So we're starting from the top, like we understand, like, okay, there used to be a focus of women as the main god or main godly figure. But it's like, how do we get there? How do we get to like the male deity? So we'll be doing this in class all together. Like I said, it's really a conversation piece. But, this is an assignment, but they'll be turning this in class. Let me get back over to, here we go. So doing this class together, they have another diving board, but this is a Padlet edition. So they're going to upload a picture to the Padlet link that visually represents a reason society believes men are deemed the greatest, and write 2 to 3 sentences explaining in what capacities and why. So, title for this Padlet, also a little bit of a Lizzo fan. First line out, or it's almost like, why men great till they gotta be great. So, like I said, I'm having a lot of fun, putting this together. And, same directions here. So now moving on into like getting more into the book, but this is where student choice starts to come into play. Also, student ownership. Because when we get into module 3, we're going to start sharing some of those responsibilities. I will turn more into just a facilitator. Because at that point, we'll be rolling right on into the modules and the semester. But thank you so much for watching this course overview of modules 1 and 2 and my overall course design. This is the direction I'm going in, and I look forward to hearing your feedback. Thank you so much.